welcome, and we're really excited to be here together in our theater for the first time since the graduating class of 2019. We've made it. This year has been a school year to remember in many different ways. We started the school year hoping for a normal year, quote, normal, but soon realized it would be anything but normal, as our first day of school was canceled due to a hurricane. Masks and quarantining, live streaming, remote options continued to be part of our new normal routine. But here we are, able to gather all together in our home, our theater, to celebrate. For that, I am grateful. This is a senior class that has been able to go with the flow, showing resilience and grit during their time here at ACT. They have taken all the curveballs thrown at them with stride and have still been able to share the love and joy for the arts with all of us. There have been so many people who have helped these students along the way. You all, parents, family, friends, mentors, and our gifted and dedicated ACT staff, as well as our Regional Educational Service Center, ESON. I would like to take this moment to thank you all for your dedication and support to help these students grow and develop into the young adults we see today. This year's class is ACT's 12th group of seniors to graduate our full-day integrated arts magnet program. We have now been able to celebrate over 300 ACT graduates, a big accomplishment for a tiny school. This evening is a celebration of growth for a group of individuals who are ready for life after ACT. Please join me by standing and welcoming ACT's graduating class of 2020. from our acapella choir sing the national anthem. Going off the script here, but I just want to take a minute to celebrate the cast of all of these graduates. They did, I think they win the award for Best Act Graduation Cast ever. So we're going to celebrate that. And I'm going to turn it over to a very special person and advocate for our program, Eastcon's Director of Leading and Learning, Diane Dugas, to say a few words.
Good evening, and welcome our families, friends, staff, guests, and the graduating class of 2022. Well, tonight's a milestone for all of you, your families as well as each of you. It marks one chapter in your learning life, but you're just beginning another. I shared a favorite book with one of you this morning by Charlie Mackesy titled The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. You might be wondering, what the heck can I learn from those characters? But it's a book for all ages, and it encourages you to live courageously, with kindness for yourself and others, something that you've done for an act, and to ask for help when needed, something you've also done here. Its message seemed fit as a class reminder, a class who's made it through the pandemic, who's learned through the pandemic. They say it's not your experiences that define you, but rather how you handle them. And life is a series of experiences. In the story, a dialogue between the boy and the animals provides some inspirational thoughts into your life ahead. The dialogue goes something like this. What do you want to be when you grow up? Asked the mole. Kind, said the boy. What do you think success is? Asked the boy. To be loved, said the mole. Do you have a favorite saying? Asked the boy. Well, yes, said the mole. If at first you don't succeed, have some cake. Not a bad thing to do. What do you think the biggest waste of time is? Asked the boy. Comparing yourself to others. Is there a school of unlearning? The mole responded. Listen less to your fears and more to your dreams. The boy goes on to share that he's learned to live in the present and that being kind to yourself is one of the greatest gifts of all. Sometimes you'll feel lost and uncertain and sometimes scared. But what we do with our emotions and our experiences is the bravest thing of all, and that's what defines you. I know these are some of the important things that you've also learned to act over your time here. Sometimes just being kind is the bravest, most magnificent thing you can be. Like the boy, believe in yourself, be honest to yourself, be optimistic, and follow your dreams. And as the horse said to the boy, always remember, you matter, you're the most important thing, you are loved, and you bring to the world things that only just by being you can bring. And oh yes, don't forget to eat cake along the way. To all of you here, congratulations to the graduating class of 2022. Congratulations. Your life is yours. Thank you.
Tonight's keynote speaker is a very special person to the Willimantic community and is committed to and open to supporting formal partnerships with ACT as the director of the Willimantic Public Library. Daniel Paquette has been working in public libraries for over 20 years. He is also an advocate.
Distinguished guests and faculty, parents and friends of the amazing class of 2022. Thank you, I truly thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. For those of you wondering the answer to the question you probably haven't asked yourself yet, the answer is 25. It was 25 years ago when I was sitting in a seat where you are, graduating from my high school, and it took that long for somebody to think I had the wisdom to share with you. Thankfully, they must not have checked my high school transcripts. Today, you are facing, maybe for the first time, one of life's largest transitions. Buckle up, because you're going to be on the receiving end of a lot of sage life advice from just about everybody. I, however, have the distinct advantage of being able to say mine loudly with a microphone. The librarian in me will try to refrain from shushing myself. My first piece of advice is to not be like me. That piece of advice is also seconded by my wife. I say don't be like me because when I finished my last classes in graduate school for library science, I celebrated by going snowboarding on a closed trail and breaking my neck. Trust me, the helicopter ride wasn't worth it. In being me, it seemed like I wasn't able to break my neck like other people. When you hear about people on TV or in the movies with a spinal cord injury, you usually hear that they're paralyzed from the waist down or from the neck down. Somehow I was still able to retain feeling in my legs, but lost the function of my arms, so I was only paralyzed like in the torso region. Like, who does that? This happened in 2004, so right around the time that you were probably first learning to control your arms, I was too. After major surgery, a metal plate and some screws, and a few months of physical therapy, I was able to regain function of my arms and go back to work. Then I met the woman who would one day become my wife, but at the time she said she wasn't sure she could date someone with such a pencil neck. It worked out in the end though, but I still don't remember it. You're probably thinking at this point that I'm going to say, life is short and you have to live it every day like it's your last. Well, that's true, but unfortunately, that was the third time life tried to teach me that lesson. The first time was when I was 4 and I fell out of our apartment window, only to be caught inches from the ground by my older brother, who happened to be playing under my window. The second time was when I was 8, and I had what I refer to as the unfortunate and choking incident of the friendly spring. This time, that same brother gave me the Heimlich maneuver, and again, he saved my life, after which we were told by the waitress that if we kept making a scene, we were going to have to leave. And if you're wondering, no, my brother was not there when I was snowboarding, hence the broken neck. So yes, while life is short and you need to live it fully, it's also going to be filled with obstacles and challenges. Some you already know about. Global challenges like climate change, war, and poverty. and national challenges like polarization, inflation, and social justice. Local challenges like equality and equity in our neighborhoods, and personal challenges like what to do next, and is that chalupa really Instagram worthy? But 2 years ago, when COVID hit, you learned that there are going to be massive challenges that will seemingly come out of nowhere, and you'll have to figure out how you're going to deal with them. Because from today on, you are a new person. No matter what you are going to do next, going to college, finding a job, or embarking on a vision quest, you are no longer a high school student, and the decisions that you make will define who you truly are. After 25 years, when you're looking back at your life, who do you want to be that person in the mirror looking back at you? Use that as the guide to the things that you do and the choices that you make. What did that person do with their time? What did they study and learn? How have they changed the world and made it better for others? How did they love? Who did they love? And how did they love? Then don't wait. Do those things now, starting today. I implore you, it will take time and it will be difficult, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. I implore you to surround yourself with people that will support you, but more importantly, surround yourself with people that will push and challenge you. People who will see the things you might not see or believe in yourself, and then they will encourage you to push and strive and make them right. I would not be here today if I didn't have those people throughout my life. As I alluded to earlier, I was not always the greatest student. I resisted doing as much schoolwork, especially reading, as I possibly could get away with. Sometimes I believed that I'd be illiterate if it wasn't for Spider-Man comics. However, in my sophomore year of high school, when I was just searching for the easiest way to finish school and move on to the next stage of my life, because I obviously already knew everything I needed to, I ended up in an accounting class with a teacher who helped me see that I had a talent I never knew existed. He helped me see a new future for myself, and that future was going to need to start with some serious damage control to get me into college. I was able to turn things around enough that I even won a business award at my high school graduation, and I'm still not sure if it was the principal or me who had the biggest look of shock on our face. Now I was on my way. I had a clear plan, and a path was laid out before me. I just needed to be able to pay for it. At some point, you'll probably find yourself in the position I was, where you're looking for any job that would cover the cost of living while you pursue other passions. But here's the key. Be ready to take advantage of unexpected opportunities. I was searching for a job that I could do while in college, and my friend's mom said that her library was looking for help. It wasn't my dream job, but it seemed good enough for now. So I worked in the library on nights and weekends, and while attending school during the day. I used to go to the library with my dad as a kid, but mostly it was to check out free movies, so I never really saw them as a place for me. Now that I was working in a library, though, I began to see that it was really a magical place that had something for everyone. I saw this, yet I still didn't see the potential career path for me in the future. It was just a job that I was doing for money. Interestingly, as I was in my final semester at college, I was talking to a coworker about how I wasn't sure what I was going to do after graduation, as accounting was starting to lose some of that, some of its charm, we'll call it. At this point, I've been learning accounting in school now for 7 years between high school and college. That was when my coworker said, "Why don't you go to grad school for library science? You're good, and the kids seem to enjoy it." This was the first moment that I actually realized that there was something that I could make a lifelong career and something I could be passionate about. It may seem like a big leap from accounting to libraries, but both professions love organizations and things to be in the right place. I just sort of swapped numbers for letters. So I took the leap and I applied for grad school, and the rest is history. That is why harnessing unexpected opportunities is so vital. Try new and exciting things and put your all into them. The choices you make today might lead you down a path that you never even considered. You don't have to do just one dream for your future. Dream many dreams and find ways to pursue them all. You just might find connections you never anticipated. And take risks. Well, obviously, reasonable and intelligent risks. Don't go down the closed skiing trail because we know how that ends. And learn how to turn pages. Yes, if you take risks, sometimes you'll fail. A lot of times. Our failures are often hold some of our greatest lessons, but even if just one of those risks pays off, you're going to be amazed at what you're able to accomplish. For me, it was certainly a risk going to library school instead of continuing down the path to accounting. I certainly could have made more money in accounting, in case you were wondering if libraries are a get-rich-quick scheme. But I was willing to give up some financial security for a profession that I enjoy doing and feel like I was making a difference. Another example of taking a risk is when I was asked to teach grad school at Persimmon University. I considered not doing this when asked because it was intimidating and time-consuming, but I decided to take a chance and try this new experience, and I'm so glad that I did. I discovered a passion for teaching that I didn't know I had. This is something that I will continue to do, learn from, and hopefully make a difference in someone else's life. Because I know that you, the class of 2022, can and will make a difference. The world is going to need you to be the very best that you can be. Silicon Valley may be working hard to create artificial intelligence, and it's getting pretty amazing. But you already have organic intelligence, the OG. Our brains can still do so many amazing things that computers might never be able to do. We are able to create connections and add randomness, and we can empathize and sympathize. So go out there and make the world a better place. You don't have to fix all the world's problems, and you don't have to do it by yourself. But do think about how your actions, the actions you take, and the choices you make are going to impact those around you, and those you may never even meet. I've had the pleasure of working with a number of the students here graduating today. In December, the Acapella Choir put on a spectacular concert at the library, and I'm amazed by the promotional video that the students in the community video production class produced for the library, and Sam Brooks's awesome animated version of our logo. Thanks, Sam. It's really cool. I know that everyone here graduating today is capable of so much, but don't let that go to your head or ever think that you've achieved enough. Make sure that you have those people around you that are going to kick your butt if you get complacent. Keep things new and things being open to opportunities that present themselves. And make sure that whatever you do, big or small, has a positive impact on the world. Finally, as my last bit of advice, you can probably guess it, but it's to read. I'm contractually obligated to say that, but it's still the most amazing thing you can do for yourself. Knowledge is power, and with great power comes great responsibility, so read your Spider-Man responsibly. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
Our salutatorian is truly committed to our school's core values and the performing arts. Morgan Ryman has spent her time at ACT as an acting major and has graced the virtual and in-person stage in several ACT productions throughout her time at ACT. Morgan was recognized twice this year for her outstanding vocal performance, overall best soloist for the Music in the Parks Festival, and first place in the Wyndham Regional Arts Council competition. She has also been able to maintain outstanding academic achievement throughout her time at ACT. Morgan is continuing her education at the University of Connecticut in the fall to study acting. Please welcome Morgan Ryman.
Thank you. Good evening, families, friends, teachers, administration, and of course, my fellow classmates. Class of 2022. We did it! Woo! No, just kidding. That's not how I'm going to start my graduation speech. I'll be more virtual, I promise. I'm standing on this stage with a group of individuals that I have shared the past 4 years with. We have all changed and grown into our truest selves. As our relationships with each other have changed, I look back and remember how every single one of you have impacted my life. And I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything.
I reminisce on memorable times we have shared together. The memory that comes to mind is our first showcase freshman year, when we all shared that same deer in the headlights look, all of us thinking, oh my god, I'm not going to get through this. Fast forward to our senior capstone presentations a few weeks ago, when we all shared that same look, thoughts running through our head the same as 4 years ago. Oh my god, how am I going to get through this? Yes, 4 years has seasoned us, but nothing has really changed. And now, on our graduation day, we look at each other, and we still have that similar look. The difference is that we are not going to take our next journey together, but instead find our own voice and our own drive to move on into the new chapter on our own. That doesn't mean that we forget what we've learned at ACT. The time that we've spent here will always be an impactful part of who we are. With everything that has happened for the past 4 years, especially the last 2.5 years, I am happy to say that we have made it to the other side. I can speak for all my peers when I say that this is not what we were expecting our high school years to look like. The global COVID-19 pandemic shutdown happened right in the middle of our sophomore year. We watched as our friends and role models from preceding years struggle and have their senior years taken away from them. Then, in our senior year, we had to become the role models as we started to transition in person not only in school days but also for our performances. It was not easy, seeing as we are the last class to remember ACT pre-COVID. If there's any lesson we have learned over the past 4 years, it is the importance of resilience, courage, curiosity, and community. As an artist, you already formed some resilience as you are in business. After the restrictions with the pandemic, we were really put to the test to find ways to present our work. So, after 2 weeks of sitting around in isolation after we got sent home on March 13th of 2020, we got back to work. The majors started to work together to put on performances with theater production and AV majors who worked to live stream our acting shows, dances, and coffee houses. And not to mention the AV and acting major worked together to make our first feature film. I mean, if that's not resilience, I don't know what is. Through resilience, we found courage. The courage to stand up and take risks in order to find ways to further our education and thrive. At a performing arts school, we take risks every single day, even if they're only minuscule. A great example is Share Time. Share Time was a stepping off point to taking risks in our art. Now, our ACT YouTube page is filled with numerous performances that we can all enjoy forever, along with the return of in-person performances. You had to choose to make the decision to put yourself on that stage, to show off that piece of work that you put your heart and soul into. That is courage. When you try to add new ideas to your scene, dance, poem, set design, video, or even in an essay, that is courage. The most courageous thing you can do is to try, fall on your face, and get back up again. One thing that Sandra said in her speech back in the 2020 senior class graduation was, when life gives you lemons, keep them. And I think we should all take this to heart. Take in everything you can. Everything and anything can be a learning experience. And sometimes, when we experience failure, that is where we realize the tools to lead us to success are right in front of us. I believe that curiosity is the reason why we applied to ACT. We had an interest in an art form that we wanted to learn about, so we learned more about technique, and maybe even explored the other majors or switched into them. The ACT environment allowed us to feel safe and encouraged us to go after and study whatever sparked our interests. Our teachers gave us that artistic liberties to research and present whatever struck our interest. From that, we learned the strong sense of community that the arts are formed from. I think my favorite times of the year are Spirit Week and prom. because that's when everyone's having fun with each other, and we see all the different creations and ideas that everyone has. Like the time when Hazel and Nessa dressed up as each other for Character Day. And when some people in our class dressed as pirates in our prom last year. And not to mention the outfits we had for prom this year, I think they were absolutely Met Gala worthy. They were out of this world. And finally, Ren's a senior our freshman year. When we had a raffle and won a senior and had them follow around us with us all day, and I remember I made matching t-shirts for my senior with her saying, "Belongs to Morgan Rymack," if found t-shirt from Morgan Rymack. The collaborative nature of our school helped us develop a deeper understanding of our peers. We've helped each other by giving and receiving feedback to perfect our production and just giving each other a shoulder to lean on. Getting to know everyone here on this stage today made it easier to anticipate their artistic choices and truly bring a scene to life. To that I thank you. As I said in my senior capstone, science and math may be important in educating you about how the world was made, or how it works, or even how to pay your taxes. But the arts, however, teach the human aspects of life. It teaches humanity, community connections, confidence, self-love, and creativity that can be incorporated into problem-solving skills and our perspectives as we go off into the future. So, on this next journey, venturing off into the world, I hope that as people, you remember the community that we share together and the friends that you have made. And as artists, that you continue to use your art to share stories of the human struggle and interaction, to understand the meaning and intention behind the lines, which is ultimately the only way to truly communicate and connect. And even if you don't study the arts in college, always remember, anyone can be an artist. You just have to have the creativity and the courage to share it with the world. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Our valedictorian is someone who dove right into all ACT had to offer from day one and has since expanded their depth of knowledge in multiple areas of the arts. Emma has performed in both acting and dance productions, sung in the a cappella choir, filmed videos, run the soundboard for productions, and been involved in our student council and National Honor Society, among many other contributions to our school. Emma is continuing her studies in the field of digital media design at the University of Connecticut. Please welcome Emma Patterson.
It has been a crazy 4 years, not only for me personally, but for us as a class. Just as things start to get back to normal and shows and events, it's time for us to say goodbye. Between remote learning and math shows, it has been a while since it feels like things have truly returned to normal. As this day has come closer and closer, I've begun to think more and more about my time at ACT. I came here 4 years ago, a much different person than you see here today. I still remember the first time I really spoke up in science class. The room was silent. There was no other way to hear me. Now my teachers can't get me to be quiet some days. Well, son, we've come a far, far way from projection drills freshman year. ACT has helped me discover who I am. This is a school that gives you countless opportunities throughout your time. It has prepared us for many more opportunities yet to come. Make the most of what comes your way. We did a lot of things schools don't have the chance to do. This is a school where you can continue to come and discover and experiment without ever stepping into a science lab. Chances are you will continue to create in your futures. I have so many wonderful memories that I will never forget and that will always shape my personality. I would like to thank everyone who has made this possible, but particularly together to our most isolated moments, to the big social interactions, when we could have them. I am so lucky to have met all of you. If there's one thing I've learned in my time here at ACT, it's to make the most of every memory and opportunity that comes your way. Chances are, they may only be once in a lifetime. To quote the one and only Audrey Hepburn, the most important thing is to enjoy your life and to be happy. That's all that matters. Remember the times we've had, and as we move on to the next chapter of our lives, we will continue to make new memories and enjoy the life to come. And I'm so excited to see what we all create. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Each year, we like to recognize ACT students with scholarships during our graduation ceremony. Diane Dugas, this town's Director of Leading and Learning, is here to distribute the David J. Pelcher Scholarship.
It's my distinct honor to deliver the 2022 David Kalchera Scholarship Award. David's innate sense of social and participatory justice led him to be the youngest mayor in the city of Willimantic and the founding executive director of our East Con Regional Education Service Center. An unrelenting advocate for the arts led David to establish East Con's Arts at the Capitol Theater magnet 12 years ago. It's only fitting that in this theater, named after David, that we honor the next recipient of the David Kalchera Award, given to the ACT senior who demonstrates exceptional artistic achievement. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Abby Mann.
The Principal's Award is selected by ACT staff members each year. The scholarship is awarded to a student who is well-rounded and active participant of the school community, demonstrates dedication to the school, volunteers often, and is a good ambassador of the school. This year's Principal Award is presented to a student who has demonstrated all of these characteristics during the time they've spent at ACT. This person has helped with open houses, recruiting, has hosted numerous shadows, tours around the building, and taken advantage of almost every performing opportunity available. The school community will definitely not be the same without you. Please join me in recognizing Tegan Friedrich. Our next scholarships are the Katie Jackson Scholarship, and please welcome Tiana Manhuzu to the stage to present these scholarships.
That one caught me by surprise. Okay. So I'm here, good evening, ACT community, to present the Katie Jackson Scholarship. She was a dance major here at ACT and an alumni. Unfortunately, we lost her too soon. And in her memory, every year we give out 2 scholarships to students who are pursuing an education or a career in music and or dance. And it is my distinct pleasure to offer this to 2 dance students that I've had the pleasure of working with for all 4 years, Ariana Sandi and Tate. With the pandemic and the way things changed, the Katie Jackson Award will be presented to you via online, and all of your awards will be coming through paperless. So
Last but not least, our PACT scholarship. Parents of ACT or PACT is ACT's parent group. They are an essential part of our school community. In 2019, the Florence Calliard Scholarship was established in memory of Flo, an ACT parent and PACT president who contributed so much to this community. The scholarship in her memory recognizes a student furthering studies in their art through post-secondary education with significant community involvement. And this year's Florence Calliard Scholarship goes to Martin Frank. Now the moment we've all been waiting for. At this time, we will present the class of 2022 with their diplomas. Please hold your applause until the last student receives their diploma to ensure all students' names are heard. Again, please hold your applause until the last student's name is read, so that we can ensure all students' names are heard. Thumbs up, yeah. And I just want to make sure everyone knows we are filming and we are taking photos, so if you phones out, that's okay. I'm not going to yell at you, but know that we're doing that for you, so enjoy the moment with your students here. At this time, ACT School Counselor Anna Hall, and you can come to the podium.
Randall Brooks. Jamie Russo. Aiden Danvers. Leomara Diaz Garcia. Raul Alejandro Guzman. Morgan Taylor Rymack. Nessa Jacobs. Abby Mann. Aria Renee Martin. Sean McDaniel.
Javon Ryan. Madison Stevenson. Rudy Valencourt. Rhiannon Wessel. Candace White.
Get it, kid.
Please give another round of applause. The turning of the tassel symbolizes students moving from one stage of their life onto another. At this time, please turn your tassels. All right, the hard part. Before I dismiss the class for the last time, I wanted to take a moment to share some last pieces of advice. Many of you have heard these words before, as we've been together for 4 years now. I remember meeting many of you out recruiting during your 8th grade year, or at your audition day, and you've all grown so much. I hope when you hear these words in your head down the road, you stop and think of this special place that you were a part of for the past 4 years. These are my rules to live by. Number 1 is stay positive. And you guys have all done this, so thank you. There are many negative things that can happen in life, and many negative people in our world. Positivity gets you through the darkest of times and provides you hope, dreams, and aspirations that things will get better. They have gotten better. We're here together today. Number 2, and you guys hear this, any of you last time. Take responsibility for your actions. People mess up. All of you have messed up at some point over the last 4 years. When you mess up, own it. Admit it to yourself, to the people you love, to your coworkers, your professors, your bosses, your loved ones. When you own your mistakes, you can learn from them and move on. Number 3, give yourself a respect challenge. Over the past 4 years, our school's core values have been drilled into your brains. But really, take time to think about what they mean. Respect yourself. Respect the work. Respect the community. When you respect people and the things they do, you will generally be respected in return. Number 4, stay committed. You have all signed commitment forms throughout your time at ACT. You have learned that when you commit to something or someone, you have to follow through with that commitment, no matter how tough things get, no matter how long rehearsals are, no matter how hard you have to work. Don't forget the amazing feelings you have when you accomplish something you committed to. Number 5, don't sweat the small stuff. There are going to be times in your life when you're going to be upset or nervous or angry. Don't let these feelings overcome you. Know when something is worth being upset about, and know when something is small enough to let it go and move on. You have all had the chance to come to this beautiful school and learn from some of the best teachers and artists I know. You have had the chance to participate in performances that will be remembered for many, many, many years to come. Take what you have learned and do something big. Make the world remember you for doing great things, but most importantly, remember you can always come home back to ACT to share your stories and your new experiences with us. Thank you for all you have contributed to our school community. I now dismiss the class of 2022 for the last time.
Is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you.
Oh yeah, it was great. And better yet,